for 2 days, and then we get a round of showers and thunderstorms that will be associated with a cold front. But the risk of severe weather right now is extremely low. We will get some beneficial rain, and then the rest of the weekend is looking good, even though it will be cold on Saturday night into Sunday. Now, I get cold easily, so for me, 40s is cold, and that's how much we're going to drop. On Sunday morning, we're going to wake up with temperatures in the 40s and then warm up to the 70s. If you haven't made plans for this weekend, Sunday is going to look really nice. So the wind is going to be fairly light, 5 to 10 miles per hour. We'll call it normal. The sun's going to come out. It's going to be in the 70s, so it's going to be a beautiful day. Saturday is going to be half yucky, and the rest of it will be okay. So let's go ahead and get to the graphic so I can show you what I'm talking about. First of all, we'll start with what we got overnight. Now, this is the precipitation accumulation for the last 24 hours. As many of you know, especially if you live north and northwest of the Metroplex, we got some rain last night. Not only rain, but also some large hail, ping pong size hail in many of those areas that you see shaded in blue and green. Now, what this shows, the areas that show green, they got anywhere between 1/10 of an inch to 1/2 inch of rain. We're talking about Wise County, Denton County, Jack County, over to Montague and Cook and Grayson. The Metroplex got 1/100 of rain in DFW Airport. So just a sprinkle that went through DFW Airport. You can actually see that tiny little blue dot near the airport. That's 1/100 of an inch that we got. But some areas did get some rain. Some areas did get some severe weather. We had numerous severe thunderstorm warnings. Now, as we forecasted yesterday, in that area where we saw the green right now that I just showed you, that's what we had a level 2 risk. And as we moved south, Metroplex into Ellis and Johnson, it was a risk level 1. We did see a few showers and a few thunderstorms in the Metroplex, but fortunately none of them were severe. So let's get back to what we're looking at. So this is the rain for the last 24 hours. Notice how we also got some rain from Kaufman over into Sulphur Springs. Now, this is the drought monitor. We get it every Thursday morning, so this is the newest information. However, it doesn't take into account what happened yesterday. The cutoff is on Tuesday morning, so anything after that, it doesn't take into account. So next Thursday, it will take into account what we saw in northwestern counties. So I'm sure that yellow conditions in places like Weiss and Jack, which is dry conditions, will be much better. However, Mineola and Tyler and Henderson County, including the city of Athens and Paris, they didn't get any rain yesterday, or very, very little, and so that extreme drought has not gotten better. Hopefully, with the front that comes in on Saturday and brings rain on Saturday morning, that will get a little bit better. So just to take a look at these colors, what do they mean? Well, dry conditions is that bright yellow color. Once we get into the beige color, which includes central and northeastern areas of Collin, over into Bowie and Gainesville and Sherman, that's a moderate drought. The Metroplex is doing just fine. If you take a look at, there's no colors. That means we don't even have dry conditions, which is great. That's what we want to see heading into summer, so our lakes don't suffer and our lawns don't suffer. The only thing that's suffering right now is our allergies, because there's been quite a bit of rain, and so we have a lot of pollen in the air. You can see over to the southeast, Corsicana, Navarro, Athens, Henderson, they have that extreme to exceptional drought. So well, actually, we don't have any exceptional. Exceptional would be very dark purplish color. But the point is, we still need rain south and southeast and east of the Metroplex, and definitely we need it in places like San Antonio, south of Del Rio. Notice all of that red, and then you do see that burgundy color. That means it's really bad. They really do need the rain. It's exceptional drought. So for today, we've had some low clouds out there, very low clouds. And we had some fog, some thick fog in places like Montague County and Wise County. I think that there's still a little bit left, but it will continue to burn off through the rest of this morning. And so we'll just keep the clouds around for a little bit. The sun will come out. It'll be filtered sunshine through the rest of the morning. The winds are coming in from the south, and it's going to be windy today, especially this afternoon and evening. Well, not windy. We'll call it breezy. Tomorrow, Friday, will be windy. So you notice the little arrows coming in from the south. And they're not moving too fast. when we show you this graphic and you check out those arrows, if they're moving a little faster, that means the wind's a little faster. Right now it's normal, 5 to 10 miles an hour. And the direction is important because that means it's still coming in from the Gulf of Mexico. It is still soupy out there. I mentioned through a few times yesterday morning that the reason that we had the possibility of severe storms is that a dry line was going to get closer to us. It's been over to the west. But I also mentioned that it wasn't going to push through. Why do I know that? Well, because once it pushes through, we wouldn't have all this mugginess, all this humidity. It has gone back to West Texas, and it's going to stay there for the next 2 days. But you have to have the dry line, which is the lifting mechanism, and the upper levels of the atmosphere, you have to have a disturbance. You have to have a combination of things to have the possibility of severe weather. And yesterday we had them all for our northwestern counties. Today, we really don't have that. So we'll keep going here. You can see that temperatures are in the upper 60s or about 70, and there's the dry line that I just mentioned. It's still just over Lubbock, going over into western areas of Texas, and so that's the dividing line between very dry air and very muggy air, and we are definitely on the muggy side. Now, Austin is at 70, the dew points. Once it gets in the upper 60s to 70, that is the type of dew point that you see in tropical areas. We're talking Costa Rica, maybe Miami. So it's very muggy in Austin. It is humid in Dallas-Fort Worth. And you have to go to Lubbock to see those dew points, the humidity drop. And that's going to stay there today and tomorrow. So it's going to be muggy today and tomorrow. Not insufferable, but it will be muggy. Until this guy comes through. This is a front, a cold front, that's going to sweep away all of the mugginess. It's going to drop temperatures, and it's also going to bring that round of showers and storms before it drops the moisture and the temperature. So it's just northwest of Denver right now, and it is causing some winter weather in the mountains of Montana and over into Nevada. They have much colder air coming in behind this front, but notice it's pretty far away, and so it's not going to come through until Friday night into Saturday. So the radar right now, it looks clear. We don't have any rain in the forecast. The last couple of mornings, we've had a little bit of sprinkles. We've been dodging those on our way to work every morning. We don't have those this morning. It is dry out there. But it's going to be hot. So we're going to get to about 87 degrees today. It's going to be a hot one, a muggy one, with intervals of clouds and sunshine. So for the lows tonight, dropping to 66 to 68, it will be a mild night, relatively muggy. Lots of mosquitoes out there. We need to be careful with those mosquitoes. I got bit yesterday a couple times walking my dog. I didn't think about it, so I need to take some precautions, wear some long sleeves or something. But tomorrow we're going to be at 85, so it's still going to be hot. And this is, I want to show you this because this is the drop that we're talking about after the front. 85 on Friday. On Sunday morning, we'll go to 46. Now, I'm not showing you both highs, but from the high on Friday to Sunday morning is going to be a big difference. So we just need you to be ready for it. I don't want you getting out in the morning and then needing a jacket and saying, oh, I didn't know. So let's go ahead and take it hour by hour so I can show you. First of all, tomorrow, Friday at noon, we're going to have clouds and sunshine, dry conditions. Notice how those little arrows, they're multiplying and they're moving a little faster. That means the wind is picking up. Tomorrow, Friday, will be a windy day with partly sunny skies. Then throughout the day, we have lots of cloud cover. It's muggy out there. So also some filtered sunshine, but we're still dry around 10 o'clock. And then the front starts to sneak in overnight into Saturday morning. Now, this is Saturday morning at 5. If you have, a lot of kids have games on Saturday morning. They have soccer games or softball games or tournaments, all of those things. Or maybe you're training for a marathon, or maybe you're heading out to one of the festivals that are happening. So 5 in the morning, we're going to have showers and thunderstorms. I think that's going to continue through late morning, early afternoon, but it's not going to be a washout. So if you have a game at 9, it might get pushed back if it's an outdoor game, but it's not going to be rain throughout the entire day. So, but my point here is that morning activities will be impacted. Here comes the front. The wind turns around and finally starts coming in from the north after many days with winds from the south It comes in from the north. That is a cooler wind direction. And so by 7 o'clock, we have showers. Doesn't look like we have any more thunderstorms. I think ahead of the front is our best possibility to see those storms, and behind it, it's more of a showery situation. And then it could stall out down to our southeast over Corsicana, Athens, and Mineola, and we would have to watch that because that means during the afternoon and evening in our southeastern counties, we could still have some activity. So we're at level 1 risk, which is the lowest on a scale from 1 to 5 for most of North Texas. Northern areas of like Montague and Clay, you are in a level 2, and that is late Friday night to Saturday morning. We're talking more about 5, 6 a.m. On Saturday. It's really not on Friday night. But the morning lows on Sunday, this is key. I know many of you want to go to church. Many of you have Sunday activities. When you step out on Sunday, it's going to be dry, and we're going to get sunshine as soon as we have sunrise, but it's going to be much cooler. We're going to need a jacket, and we probably put away the jackets, most of them. So just make sure that you have a jacket handy. I get cold easily, so I would take a thick jacket if I was doing anything early on Sunday, because these lows, these temperatures are going to be, look at Bowie, 41. Bridgeport 41 as you step out the door on Sunday morning. This is 7 o'clock on Sunday morning. Dallas will be the warm point at 50 degrees, but Fort Worth 46, 43 in Denton. So you get the point. It's going to be pretty cold. So for today, just to recap, dry conditions, 87, 85 tomorrow, and then 67 on Saturday. 50% chance of those showers and thunderstorms. Very low risk for severe weather. So our 6-day rain chances show that we have that 50% chance. And then next week, there will be a slight possibility, 20% chance of rain on Monday and Tuesday of next week. But it's very low as of right now. So how much rain could we see out of this system on Saturday? Not a lot, but hopefully enough to help us with that drought, especially in places like Sulphur Springs. I hope that verifies for you in Sulphur Springs. That would be a little more than a half an inch of rain there. Greenville, also a little more than a half an inch of rain. For the Metroplex, anything between 1/10 of an inch to a little more than 1/4 of an inch. So it's not a huge rainmaker, but it will give us some rain on Saturday morning into early afternoon in the Metroplex, a little bit later for our south and southeastern counties. So the risk continues for severe weather across the nation, but thankfully it has moved from the Midwest over to the Northeast. And I say thankfully because it's been just a rough couple of days for many people in Nebraska and Iowa and Missouri, Illinois. We had numerous tornadoes again that registered yesterday. But who is in the eye of the storm today? Well, you can see there that over in Arkansas, we have that orange area. That means that it's numerous storms and higher chance of seeing some severe weather, scattered storms for places like Tennessee, and then over into parts of New York and Vermont and New Hampshire, they could see also some severe weather. That's for today. We are not part of the severe weather risk. So your 7-day forecast, 87 for the high today. For Friday, tomorrow, 85. Remember, tomorrow is going to be between breezy and windy. I think windy at times, some of the gusts 30, 35 miles per hour. Saturday, we're going to be at 67. That's when the front comes in. The front comes in between 5 to 7 in the morning. If that front decides to stall out a little bit to our south, some of our southern counties like Navarro and Henderson and Anderson, over in a hill, could see some rain on Saturday afternoon. So that's something that's why we have that watching tag on it, because we are watching it and just making sure that the risk level doesn't increase. And then on Sunday, 73, it's going to have a cool start. Remember, we're going to be in the 40s on Sunday, but by Sunday afternoon, we're going to be in the 70s. It's going to be a beautiful day. Make sure that you make plans if you haven't made them. On Monday, lots of clouds, AM showers on Tuesday, and by next Wednesday, also a 20% chance of rain. So I hope you enjoy your Thursday. Friday's looking good. Some rain on Thursday morning. Make plans accordingly. And then on Sunday, it's looking like a beautiful day. I'll have more information throughout the day and also live at 11 a.m. on CBS Texas. Thank you.